नमस्ते एवरीवन, हाथ जोड़कर सभी का स्वागत आज की आर्म रेसलिंग न्यूज अपडेट्स वीडियो में। एंड एंगिन टर्जी हैज ऑलरेडी अनाउंस्ड सुपर मैचेस फॉर ईस्ट वर्सेस वेस्ट 5, East versus West 6 and whatnot. We are truly blessed to be living in this arm wrestling world today. So before we talk about all the super matches for East versus West 5, which is going to be on 19th of November this year, let me quickly cover some other updates. So RVJ versus Zurab Tavbaridze, that was a match that was initially scheduled for East versus West 5. It has now been postponed to East versus West 6. Why? Well, the reason given by Engin Terzi is that RVJ has said that he needs more time to train well, and I'm truly happy to hear that we are finally going to see a very well trained version of RVJ. We were kind of sick and tired of hearing the same thing over and over again, that what if the trained version, the serious version of RVJ showed up, then he would have destroyed the opponent. So luckily we are not going to hear that anymore, because a very well trained super RVJ is going to show up on January East versus West 6 event. So that is going to be amazing. Oleg versus Alizan Muratov, that was also a match that was initially scheduled for East versus West 5, has now been postponed to East versus West 6. The reason given by Engin Terzi for that postponement is that Engin wants to invite Alizan Muratov and his coach together to compete at East versus West 6. So we know that Oleg is going to compete against Alizan Muratov. So who is Alizan Muratov's coach going to compete against? Well, the opponent is going to be the winner of Cobra versus Hayder, which is the first match, or maybe not the first match, but definitely one of the cards for East versus West 5. And the other news was Barbora versus Gabriela. Barbora is a young up-and-coming super heavyweight female arm wrestler. She is definitely going to be a force to reckon with. But is she already there? We are going to find out in January when she goes up against Gabriela Vasconcelos, who I think can now be determined as the female goat, because she defeated Egle Vaitkute, and Irina Makieva is not going to come back to arm wrestling anytime soon. Well, I hope she does. I hope I'm wrong. So these were the basic updates. Other than that, Toddzilla is taking some time off from arm wrestling, so he's not going to be competing at East versus West 5. So let's now get to the matches of East versus West 5. Cobra versus Hayder. Hayder is from Turkey. It is a legend status super match. So both of them are kind of untrained, but both of them have started arm wrestling training. I have no idea who is going to win this match, but definitely when I think Igor Mezurenko, PL, also started, they at least they released some posters about Vendetta old stars. I was really happy to see that, but that didn't come to fruition. Hopefully this does, and Engin has one such match in every event. I think it will be a great tribute to the legends of arm wrestling. The other match is going to be Wagner Bortolato versus Tobias SPORRONG. I've already made a video about it. I think Tobias should win this match comfortably, despite the fact that we have seen that Wagner is really difficult to top roll. Everyone who is beating him inside a hook, and Tobias is a top roller. So that factor can make it interesting. Still, it is not enough for me to believe that Wagner is going to win this match. So I'm going to go with Tobias in this one. And Daniel Procopciuc versus Paul Tallbott. That is another amazing super match. Unlike the Daniel versus Corey Miller match, I think this is going to be definitely a war. Paul is great on the left arm, and he is bigger. If he was at the same weight as Daniel or even as Corey Miller, then I would have believed that this is also going to be a mismatch. But since Paul is a bigger athlete, I think that match can be really exciting. And Ermes Gasparini versus Jerry Cadorrette. Ermes Gasparini versus Morozov. So Jerry and Morozov won their respective matches, right and left arm, at East versus West 4. So they are going to be competing for the title matches. They're defending their title matches against Ermes Gasparini on November 19th. The other match that we have, Matt Mask versus Sandris Sedis with a weight cap of 250 pounds. That is something interesting. I think Sandris is the one who asked for this weight cap. I'm quite sure Matt was not going to be over 250 pounds anyways. So I genuinely do believe that Sandris is going to win the super match comfortably. I don't think Matt is the same guy that he used to be 5 years ago. And there is an interesting story behind this match as well. I'm going to definitely make a separate video about this one. Paul Linn versus Irakli Gamtenadze. So I will do more research about Irakli. At this point, I do not know enough about him, But since Engin has set up this match, it has to be a close one. And since Irakli is a well-known name, I've heard his name many times, but I haven't seen his matches often. So should be a killer, definitely. So John Brzenk versus Oleg Patrenko. This match could have happened at the top 8 95 kg in 2019 because both of them were a participant in that. John's initial match was against David Dadikian, and then maybe if John won, and he would have faced Oleg Patrenko there as well. I would have John Brzenk as the favorite in this match. I don't think Patrenko is at Ongarbayev's level, very close, but I would have John as a slight favorite in this match. Morozov versus Revaz, that can be the match of the night, man. Wow, what a match. Revaz Lutidze is a beast. He was looking extra thick when he was at East versus West 4. He was already 60-65%, and he has told Engin that he is going to be at least 80-85% by the time this match comes on November 19th. Going to be an amazing match, almost impossible for me to predict. Morozov is a killer, but so is Revaz Lutidze, and Revaz is back on that rise. Don't be surprised if by November 19th Revaz is already near the top 5 level in this world. Michael Todd, Monster Michael Todd versus Evgeny Prudnik. Wow, definitely one of the most, my personal favorite match on this card. This card has 10 matches, not 16, not 15, not 14, but definitely I would say one of the best cards that Engin has set up despite the 10 matches, which should be the standard from now. 10 super matches, 253 pound weight cap, so 115 kilos. Engin usually allows weight limit, extra weight limit of 5 kg if both athletes agree on it. 110 kg heavyweight title match going to be contested at 105 kilos, and Michael Todd versus Prudnik. Wow, can Michael Kings move Evgeny Prudnik? Can Prudnik hook Michael? It is really difficult, very difficult. No one has really done that except for Devon Lett in one round without the straps. That is all we have seen in last one decade, more than a decade I can say. Michael has been hooked only once outside of straps by Devon Lett. Can Prudnik do that? Possible. This match can be one-sided if Prudnik is able to apply what he wants to apply in this match. And that's about it for this video. I hope you liked the matches. I hope you purchased the pay-per-view once again. Great event, and thank you very much for watching.